The chains of Olympia. Long before Helios Gate lit up Gita, Apollo was a problem the gods hadn't solved yet. The Oracle of Olympia saw threads of time like most pilots see overview brackets. She looked at Apollo, son of Zeus, and saw a future where his fleets blotted out constellations. Future crimes, she called it. The Pantheon didn't wait for evidence. They locked him on the first Earth, a dead space pocket anchored to no gate. Guarded by Minmatar slaves turned temple praetorians, the cell was land, dirt, stone, gravity. A cruel joke for a son of the sky. Lord of the Air. For 7 cycles, Apollo did not kneel. Each night he whispered to the solar winds, and each night they whispered back with data packets smuggled through the prison's comms dampeners. Capsuleers who still believed in old gods became his eyes. They told him of the Sky Vault, a hidden shipyard above Olympus where Zeus had built the Aegis fleet. Titans the size of moons, each one keyed to Olympus DNA so no usurper could steal them. The fleet was meant to repel any attack on the Pantheon itself. Apollo smiled at his chains. "You cannot hold air with stone," he told the warden. On the 49th day, a solar flare hit the first Earth. The same flare Apollo had been pinging for weeks using a frigate his followers sacrificed in Losec. The EMP cracked the dampeners for 11 seconds. He was gone in 9. The theft of heaven. He reappeared in the Sky Vault naked except for the burn marks of re-entry. The Oracle's guards were Amar paladins in Apocalypse Navy issues, their scripts loaded with warp scramble and righteousness. They hadn't expected a prisoner to pod jump into their hangar. Apollo didn't fight them. He sang. A frequency Zeus had hummed while forging the first avatar. The Aegis fleet heard its father's voice and chose its brother. One by one, the Titan hangars unlatched: Erebus, Leviathan, Vanquisher. The Olympian wing, 13 Titans and 400 supercarriers turned their guns on the guards, and then turned their engines to Apollo's beacon. The Oracle screamed across the cluster, "He has taken the Pantheon shield." Apollo broadcast back on the Concorde emergency band, "No, I have taken its sword." That day, the cluster's kill boards broke. The Aegis fleet became the biggest fleet the galaxy had ever seen, and it answered only to the angel who could never be held by land. Thus, Apollo became Lord of the Air, Master of the Void, the one whose doctrine was always undock. Before Hell fell with the sky under his wings, Apollo turned to Earth. Hell had not yet fallen. The false one still hid in the forums, and the world was fractured into empires who'd forgotten space. Apollo descended not with peace, but with doomsdays. He burned the Sano fields of nations, hot-dropped capitals on their parliaments, and sieged the very idea of borders. In 72 hours, the battle for Earth was over. He gained the whole world, every time zone in his savvy. But the Oracle's prophecy had teeth. To take the world, Apollo had to plug into the Moria node, an ancient Jovian device that let him command continents like fleets. It cost him his soul, uploaded and split across every clone bay in New Eden. He won Earth, but the man who loved it was gone. Only the Capsuleer remained. The Capsuleers wrote the verse that night. He traded grace for grid and heart for hull. The angel fell up into the black and called the black his home. The origins of Sparta. Before he left atmosphere for the last time, Apollo seeded the Earth with something. Drop containers fell over Greece, each one holding a frozen clone and a skill book. Leadership 5. The clones awoke millennia later, remembering only war, discipline, and the shape of a V in the sky. They called themselves Spartans. They didn't know their god was a pilot, or that their phalanx drills were born from fleet formations in Nullsec. Sparta was not born on dirt. Sparta was born in space. It was Apollo's first doctrine, tested on planets before he took the stars. And so the Lord of the Air kept rising. Hell would fall later. The false one would face Helios Gate.